is Dave Winchester against your 2011 and current world champion. So this potentially could be the last heat for Pierre as world champion, and it could be the last heat for Dave Winchester before he becomes a world champion.
You guys stay tuned. This is the biggest heat of Dave Winchester for the year. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back right after this. Welcome back, everybody, as the big mounds of whitewash unload on top of the shallow reefs here at Fronton, the northwest side of Gran Canaria, one of 7 islands of the Canary Island chain. And let me tell you something, this is the biggest heat of the year for Dave Winchester. If he makes it out of this heat, he will be into the final with Jared Houston. Dave Winchester has to battle it out with PLC, who is a fierce competitor.
Well, PLC is not going to back down. He's been here before. This is the scene of where he won his first world title last year. And he's a composed kid. He's a young fella, 23 years old. And, he's proven it time and time again that he's world class. And Dave Winchester hasn't got an easy run here. He's up against a top competitor, and he'll have to pull out all the stops.
You know what PLC has in his pocket? And this little info bit was sent over from Steve Action Jackson. Last year, it was PLC that took away the world title from Jeff Hubbard. But now he has the opportunity to hand it back to him. How does he do that? Beat Dave Winchester. Is that going to happen here in semifinal number 2? We're going to keep an eye on this guy right here, Jeff Hubbard. Jeff Hubbard from Kauai, Hawaii, is in the hunt for a 3rd world championship. There's only one person in his way, and there's nothing he can do about it. It's this guy, Dave Winchester.
Dave's first wave kicks out, nothing doing there. So it's good to see Jeff amongst the competitors there, not off to the side. He's been here last year. He probably thinks, bugger it, I'm going to get there with the boys, and when it happens, whatever happens, happens. So Jeff's sort of come out of his shell a little bit. Used to be off by himself, but he realizes that these are his mates, and they're there for him. So as we see Pierre scratching into this first wave here, takes off.
Oh my! PLC slides under the pocket, gets covered up right there. He's nice deep pit, and he comes out of the doggy door and is able to find the exit and throws a spin right there. But not much else for PLC except for that big deep pit from the right-hand wave here at Fronton. Holy mackerel, another nice wave for PLC.
I'm not sure if the mic's working, Manny, but I'll keep talking. Yep, so I'll keep talking to this wave. And here we have Pierre off the bottom, setting himself up.
PLC slides under the pocket. Nice, clean line right there. He maintains a high line to be able to make it out of there. That's where he's going to find the exit, and that's where he maintains his speed. So PLC, a solid wave right there. So we're just making sure your mic is underway, and we're still trying to make sure everything is perfectly set, because this is it, people. The semifinal number 2. Who will face off in the final with Jared Houston? Is it PLC or Dave Winchester? And can PLC put a stop in the dreams of Dave Winchester winning his first world title?
Manny, this thing will boom.
Oh.
And that first wave for PLC was a 7.25, so a good first wave score for Pierre.
Wow.
That puts the pressure firmly on Winnie. He's got to bring it, and we'll see what he's made of. So we said before, he's got to earn this. He's not going to get it given to him, and it comes down to this. Jeff Hubbard, he can't do anything more. He's already been knocked out. He's waiting on the result of this thing, but he can still win the world title, his 3rd world title.
All right, I posted something on our Facebook page as you're taking a look at Jeff Hubbard, who is waiting to see what happens in this heat. Oh, you can see the anxiety and the stress right there from Jeff Hubbard. And fellow Hawaiians, I'm sure, are feeling that same emotion. But if you have been watching since the first competition on the IBA World Tour of this year, let me know. I put something on our IBA World Tour Facebook page. If you've been watching every single event, let me know. Give you a shout out. At least the first 20 people, of course. But again, an excellent, a magnificent, a magical ending to a 2012 IBA World Tour going down right here. Since we are looking for a world title here in this event, shout out to Isabella Sosa, your women's world champion for 2012, and Sasha Specker, who had a great run in this event, is your 2012 drop knee world champion. So DK, Sasha, women's, Isabella, great job to both of you. Here we go.
Pierre on the inside wave here. Didn't have priority, so he's taken off on a smaller one, and he kicks out there. So that won't change the scores. Probably get a little bit of a 1.2 for that, and it won't make a difference. So yeah, so we've got 2 world champions already crowned, and we're waiting for the third, which will be crowned here today at the NMD VS Fronton Pro.
Silvio from Brazil has been watching from day number 1. We got Aaron as well, of course. We got James, who's been watching. Fred, thank you. Sean, Stevie, Paulo, Henry, Tiago, como vai? Tudo bem? Christian, Tomas, Sian, and Michael Wood, thank you all for tuning in. Here are the Hawaiians taking a look at this guy right here, Dave Winchester.
Big invert there from Winnie.
Oh, my! Perfect invert right there from Dave Winchester. That is his first solid ride. Look at that. PLC barely making it under that set.
It'll be interesting to see what the judges score that wave, Manny. Like, Pierre had a good barrel and 7.25 when he's got a good invert there. It was not a lot of projection. You know, he got the board flipped up there, but it wasn't way out like what we saw from Jerry in that heat before. So we'll wait for that score to drop. I can see a few 6.5s coming, so we're not sure. We'll wait till we get that confirmed before we announce what it is, but we'll watch this invert here. So it's a smaller wave. It's not really a set wave. He comes up, hits it, kind of not really projects too far out, but good extension, smooth landing, and that's a 6.38. So he's on the board. He's got 20 minutes, 22 minutes to become the world champion, as we see Pierre here.
Oh,
taking
PLC.
off. And this might be a paddle battle, Manny. And I'll let you call that because you just go like a horse race commentator.
It looks like PLC's getting caught on the inside right there. He looks like he may have to duck under this one, too. I'm pretty sure Dave Winchester may be further out than PLC, but here's another look at Dave Winchester's wave.
It's a smaller wave like we commented on earlier, and he gets good extension on that. Comes down, but if we remember the wave from Jerry Houston, he actually got flung way out into the flats and had to deal with that. So Dave Winchester, man of the hour, age 30, 5'10", 75 kilos, or 165 pounds if you're back in the dark ages. Home country Australia, currently ranked number 2, going for his first world title.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is it. We're coming down to the 21-minute mark. 21 minutes will determine if Jeff Hubbard is world champion or Dave Winchester is world champion. Essentially, Dave Winchester has to win this heat. Here he is on the outside.
On a bigger wave for Dave. Can he come through? Yes, he's coming through this one.
Oh.
Is there an inside? He needs an inside section. Nothing doing.
Oh,
well,
deep pit right there for Dave Winchester. That'll help him.
He does need that end section, Manny. If he came out of that, had a lip to hit and pulled it, that'd be in the high 8s. But that wave didn't cooperate, and we'll see the replay here. Big wave, bigger wave. Nice set, sets the rail in the position.
Nice.
Drives up high, comes out with the spit, and he comes forward. He's looking for that section. He's just like, not happening. So it'll be a solid score.
Here's another angle from Dave Winchester's wave. You can see him just set his line perfectly, and then he just maintains that speed line in the perfect spot, and he comes out with the spit. Great barrel riding skills shown to you from Dave Winchester.
Well, the judges have given that an 8.05. So I can't, you know, I'm not digging on the judges. I just can't really figure how things are getting scored right now. We've seen some bigger barrels than that, and we saw a couple from Jerry Houston, and that's an 8.05.
What I think the judges do, and they have a tendency to do this, is press the reset button, see what's in the conditions at that moment for this heat, and that from our angle, we see it as a, you know, it looked deep, but from their angle, it was probably looked twice as deep.
Yeah.
So the judges have a different angle, and they do have a new, they take a new look at what is in the water. So Dave Winchester, Deep barrel run, 8.05.
Well, he's got runs on the board. And runs on the board, for those that don't know, Australia and New Zealand, we play cricket. And when a guy, they've got a scoreboard. So when a guy's playing cricket, he's on 0 when he starts, and he gets a few runs, they say he's got runs on the board. So that's where it comes from. And what I'm saying is that, Winnie's got 2 scoring waves. So he's started his campaign, or the semi-final started well for him. The 8.05 is a good score. He needs to probably better that 6.38.
Oh, look at that.
And we've got Pierre with the 7.25. So if Pierre gets, I'm pretty average at math, but if he gets, he needs a 7.19. It's right there in front of me. Job's already done. So he doesn't need an amazing wave to take the lead. So we've got a long time to go yet, 18 minutes, nearly 19 minutes. And I bet you that these guys out there are sweating bullets.
Yeah, you can see the anxiety and the tension right now on Jeff Hubbard's face. He knows that if PLC can knock out Dave Winchester out of this semifinal, he is the world champion. But on the other hand, if Dave Winchester makes it to the final, we may have a new world champion on our hands. Yeah,
well, it's irrelevant. Once when he makes the final, that's it. He's won the world title.
Okay, there you have it. All he has to do is make it out of this heat.
That's it. So 18 minutes for a pretty poignant 18 minutes left to go.
Oh, my.
And here we have Pierre having a look.
PLC digging hard to get under this left, and he drives in. Another deep section. Will he come out? He comes out. No problem. PLC with a double section on that giant cave of a left. But look at this. Will he answer back? Dave Winchester finds a left for himself. A nice big barrel as well. It is, PLC giving the hands up. Oh, my.
Well, we saw the first angle of Pierre's wave, and it looked very impressive. We couldn't see what Dave did when he backed it up, but we see contest director Alex Leon clapping his hands, big smile on his face. He's stoked. He's run a great event, and that was back-to-back waves for PLC and Dave Winchester.
That was incredible. That was incredible.
Let's see the replay here of PLC first.
As you can see, PLC actually had a deeper section on his wave. We'll show you in a second, but who had the better run at that wave? This is the main reason why I will never judge again. It gets too intense and too difficult when you have wave exchanges
PLC.
Like this.
Driving it down the bottom, he's got a bit of a claw happening there on the front hand because he's in control. Driving through a thick barrel there, comes out high with the spit. And right behind him, we have Dave Winchester.
Dave Winchester's wave.
A 9.43, Manny. Oh, sorry, 8.93 for Pierre-Louis Costes. When he backed that up with a 9.43, so it's game on.
Let's see what PLC's wave. Let's try to make the difference here. As you can see, PLC dropped in and got 1 section, 2 sections right there, but they were both quick barrels, both quick sections. And now that came in at an 8.93, really close to the 9-point wave. And Jeff Hubbard, he knows that PLC has his work cut out for him. So we're taking another look at Dave Winchester's wave. Here he is from this angle. As you can see right off the bat, he's in the barrel. The judges may have seen that he was in the barrel longer, or he may have done a move. We don't know from this angle. So we're going to try to get a different angle to you. But Dave Winchester, nice big barrel for sure is what he had on that wave. Did he do a maneuver? We're going to try to look right now from the different angles. So here we go. Ryan Hardy is getting crazy out there.
Well, remember Ryan last year just going nuts
he's
in
going
the channel.
Nuts again. Oh, he's rooting. Aussie, I think is what he's saying right now out in the water. Dave Winchester. Look at Ryan Hardy. I think he's more stoked than Winchester right now. He is pumped. Woo! Look at Jeff Hubbard. He knows that may be the end of the road for his world title campaign right now. But you know what? We've seen it throughout the entire event. The last few seconds could determine what happens. And PALC is now on the hunt for an 8.56. 15 minutes remaining. PLC going left. Here we go.
Goes. It's not over yet. PLC, another nice barrel. He's coming out of that one.
Look at this.
Hold
on. And he holds on.
He's on the rail with that one.
Oh, my.
Now Pierre...
8.56.
Well, Pierre had an 8.93, and he needs to get an 8.56, as Manny pointed out, to better that score.
Oh, look at that.
Jeff, I mean, geez. we'll just let what the score is going to happen. We'll watch the replays and wait for the comments.
Oh, my. Look again. Another look. PLC deep behind the section on the left right here. Looks like a lot more lefts are being caught, but he maintains it, and he knows he has to do a move at the end. Here he is doing a roll, but he lands on top of that first section and gets pushed up and over. The judges are going to have their work cut out for them.
I'm looking at the scores coming through. It's going to be a big one. It's going to be a big one.
Oh, my.
He needs an 8.56.
He needs an 8.56. Oh, Mez, are you on Valiums? What's wrong with you?
Nah, bro.
You're very chill and calm right now. We got the Aussie going for a world title. Get in there. Take a sip of my Red Bull here.
9.48.
Oh, my. 9.48. That's way more than what he needed. Now he is in first place position. Oh, my.
Dave Winchester needs an 8.99 to be the world champion.
Oh,
that's pretty much how it stands. So he needs a 9-point wave with 13 and a half minutes to go as Manny beats me up.
PLC, can he hand the world title back to Jeff Hubbard by knocking out Dave Winchester in this semifinal number 2? That is the big question that will be answered in 13 minutes and 30 seconds from now. Jacob Romero and Jeff Hubbard, the two Hawaiians standing by. Oh, my.
Well, look at the scores, Manny. 9.48, 8.93, 9.43, 8.05. Highest scoring heat of the day. And when he's out there going, okay, I've got to get a 9. I can do it. I've done it all year.
Oh, my. It is getting crazy over here, ladies and gentlemen. I'm sure it's getting crazy where you are at wherever you are in the world. If you haven't tuned in and you're just watching this live, this is the NMD versus Fronton Pro, brought to you by U-Riding, Alpha Campaign, 662 Mob, likebodyboard.com. We're coming down to the wire, ladies and gentlemen, for the world title race right now. Dave Winchester's 2012 world title campaign comes down to the last 12 minutes of this heat. Semifinal number 2, PLC is in the way for that dream to come true.
Here's PLC on a little inside wave here, but we said at the start of this heat that Pierre was not going to give it to Dave, and he hasn't. He's just throwing down a 8.93 and a 9.48, so that's not handing him a world title right there and then. So Winnie has it all ahead of him. He needs a 9-point ride. Yes. A 9-point ride or better.
Oh, my. Coming down to the last 12 minutes. Manny V here with Nick Mesritz, a.k.a. Mez. We are holding our breath just like you out in the internet land, cyber world, whatever you want to call it. Let me know where you're at. I'm putting something on our Facebook page right now. We are tuned in live and direct from the northwest corner of Gran Canaria for the last 2 heats of the 2012 IBA World Tour. In red, Dave Winchester. In green, Pierre-Louis Costa. Woo! World title race is on right now. Dave Winchester out in the water in the red jersey can solidify a world title if he advances out of this heat. If he does not, Jeff Hubbard from Hawaii will be your world champion for 2012.
Yep, well, I can't comment too much. It's all in front of you on the screen there. He's got to get a 9-point ride to win the world title. And here he goes. Can he do it here? Off he goes.
8.99.
In the barrel. Let's see if he comes out of this one. What can he do? He's out. He's out.
So a deep barrel ride. Is that going to be an 8.99 wave? I think he may have to go to the drawing board.
Answering right behind on this one. Another good wave. Not in the barrel, but...
he just got out of the monitor, out of your screen, and we're super tight on that move. But look at this. Is he going to creep behind him and get into that priority? No, Dave Winchester.
We're waiting for the scores to drop on that wave of Dave's. And if he could have got an end section on it, smaller wave, but he's in the barrel. He's nice and deep on that one. Goes through a second section there, comes out with the spit. So it's up to the judges now. And the score comes through. It's a 7.4.
Oh, my. Look at this. Jeff Hubbard and Jacob Romero looking on. Look at this. PLC's last wave right here. He did a maneuver, and it just bounced. He flew out of your monitor screen, and I'm going to say he went for a backflip but couldn't hold on. He attempted that right in front of Dave Winchester. Up and riding.
Dave here. Going for what? A big invert? That's not going to be a 9-point ride for Dave. So.
Oh, no. 10 minutes remaining. 10 minutes remaining. Dave Winchester now in that second priority situation where PLC now has the opportunity to catch any wave he wants, or he can fend off Dave Winchester from catching those good waves. Here's another look at Winnie's last wave.
What's the waves? It's happened what Seamus Mackham said was going to happen. It's gone to being all about the left-handers more so than the rights. I mean, that was a sick invert. It's not going to be a 9-point wave. You need to get a barrel and invert off the end section, and it's got to be something spectacular to earn a 9. So Winnie looks to be in the low 7s there.
We've seen it happen throughout the entire day. Last second comebacks. Can Dave Winchester do it again here in semifinal number 2? He is on the hunt for an 8.99. Can he do it? That is the biggest question in the last 9 minutes. And this is could be the last 9 minutes of Dave Winchester's 2012 campaign.
Well, it's been an amazing campaign by Dave, but
yes.
You know, he'd love to crown it right here and right now, and he can do that. He's got 9 minutes, plenty of time. We know that the waves are scoring up 9s because we've got 2 scores with a 9.48 and a 9.43. So, Manny and myself stretching our necks, stretching the tongues. The pressure's on for us, and we're sitting here doing nothing. So
I know. It's this guy right here who has everything to gain in these last 8 minutes and 40 seconds. Jeff Hubbard in the red shirt. Ben Player is giving a little chat right now, trying to figure out, give him a little chat about what is at stake. But he knows. PLC, taking a look at this right-hander.
Off he goes on this one here, smaller wave, but it comes up big, and he goes for a loop in air forward, lands in the white water, and gets swamped. So that opens the door for Dave Winchester. With 8 minutes to go, can Dave pull something out of the bag here?
Oh, my. Thank you all for tuning in to the NMD versus Fronton Pro. I know Gooks is tuned in from the Big Island, brother. And we got Adam on the edge of his seat. Here's another look at PLC's last wave.
So he's going up, straight up, hits the lip, critical section there, looping air forward, and he's starting to sort of get out of balance as he comes into the white water. So that will not better his scores. And as we say, we're under 8 minutes now, and it's down to the wire. Dave Winchester,
my.
2012 season, sits on the balance here. Manny's going through some paperwork, trying to figure out some math.
Oh, my.
So the scores drop for Pierre, 2.8. Doesn't count. And Winnie, I'd hate to think what's going through our man's head out there. He's just saying, give me a wave, please, give me a wave. A few prayers going down to Huey. I know all the Aussies back home will be praying. And we'll see if the man can do it, eh?
All right, ladies and gentlemen, again, just to reiterate, the man in the red jersey, Dave Winchester, can walk away with his first world title if he can just make it out of this semifinal number 2. 7 minutes remaining. He's already come back from behind before. Can he do it again? If he does not make it out of this heat, this guy in your screen, it is Jeff Hubbard. He will become the 2012 world champion.
Well, that competitor area is going to go nuts no matter what happens. So, yeah, we're gonna crown a world champion within the next 6.5 minutes. That's what it's come down to. It's either going to be Dave Winchester on your screen now or Jeff Hubbard. And both worthy champions. Jeff, a 2 times world champion. As Winnie has a look at this one, what's going to happen here, Manny? Talk us through it.
Oh, my. Dave Winchester dropping in on a clean, perfect barrel. This thing is going to stay
Can
open.
he come out?
Oh, no, he's way
gone.
too deep. There's no way he's going to come out of that one. He's caught behind the section. You can see his board tombstoning right there. He is being held under by this heavy force of whitewash. And Jeff Hubbard, that could be enough time. 6 minutes could be enough time for Winnie to get back out there and give it another go. He is on the hunt for an 8.99. Take us through it.
Well, here's the replay. And Winnie didn't think it was going to do what it did. And that's a tongue twister right there. But he sets himself up. The shocky's right there. And then bang, it just comes in front of him, crashes down on the reef, and says, no, not this wave, Mr. Winchester. So, and at last heat, Dave Winchester got pinched in there and lost his board. So he's down to 1 board. And Ryan Hardy's in the channel with a backup. We're not sure what that is. So fortunately for Dave, he's still got the board, and he's going to kick back out with just on 5.5 minutes to go. And the stress is mounting.
Woo! Ladies and gentlemen, it's coming down to the wire right here. Is it going to be Dave Winchester? Is it going to be Jeff Hubbard for the world title? These 2 guys are the last of the entire pool of riders on the 2012 IBA World Tour to have a chance to walk away with a world championship title. The last time it was in Australia was 2007 when we saw Ben Player take out Udi Valadao in that year. Udi Valadao from Brazil came in second behind Ben Player for the World Championship. Now it is up to Dave Winchester to bring home the trophy back to Australia. What does he have to do? He has to come up with a wave 8.99 or higher. If he does not in these last 4 minutes and 30 seconds, this man right here, sponsored by Alpha Campaign, one of our supporters of this event, will be your 2012 world champion. Jeff Hubbard in 2009 and 2006 has already won a world championship. This will be his third one under his belt. It all comes down to the last 4 minutes.
With 4 minutes to go, Manny, I think we can safely say that it's going to come down to one wave. And when he has to catch one wave, and that wave has to be a 9-point ride. So pressure mounting rather large.
Oh, my. Manny V and Nick Mesritz, a.k.a. Mez, look at Dave Winchester paddling out, trying to get in position. PLC can fend him off. He does have priority out there, but PLC, he's got other plans. He wants a better on an 8.93.
Well, you know, if Pierre does win this final, there's two things going on here, the world champion and the Fronton Pro. So if Pierre does make it through this semi, he will face Jared Houston in the final, and that'll be a battle of the young guns. 2011 world champion Pierre up against Jared Houston, and Jerry going for his first IBA Pro Tour victory. So Jeff's praying to whoever he prays to there. And with 3 minutes, 17 seconds to go, I've got a gut ache. Not about you, Manny. But,
man. I got a stomach ache in my head right now, but you know what? We got to hold it together. We got a couple more heats, but the world title is up for grabs right now. It is Dave Winchester and Jeff Hubbard. Jeff Hubbard really can't do anything except wait for 3 long minutes until this heat is over. So Dave Winchester and PLC in semifinal number 2. You can see in the little screen on your monitor right there, Jeff Hubbard, nobody is bothering him. Nobody is talking to him. He's kneeling down. He is just waiting to hear those last 2 minutes and 30 seconds to tick away. Dave Winchester has to make it out of the semifinal, and he will walk away with the world title. But Jeff Hubbard, will he call this event number 3? Will the third world title come into his hands once again? I don't know. Somebody should be here and get this world championship title and trophy and make sure it is available for him when he or Dave Winchester walk away with the championships. Calais in LA tuning in. Joel, Sunshine Code, Chris in Newcastle, Santiago in Uruguay. Perth is tuned in with Alec Juan Santos. We miss you, bro. We wish you were here getting all crazy on the beach commentary. We know you do it right, brother, so hopefully we can see you on the 2013 World Tour. Same goes to Steve Action Jackson. We'd love for you to be here as well. 1 minute, 40 seconds remaining.
Manny?
1 minute, 37 seconds remaining. And Mez's eyes are starting to twitch. He's trying to figure out what's going on.
I'm trying to look out through the window here on the booth to see if anything's out there, and it doesn't look to be too much out there, Manny.
Oh,
so we've got a minute 25. Pierre-Louis Costes in priority. Dave Winchester praying, hoping something comes through within the next 1 minute 20 seconds and counting down. So, Jeff, look at him. He's just
the tension.
And I can't see anything, Manny. It's gonna come from somewhere.
Oh my! 1 minute. 1 minute to go. Who will be your next world champion on the IBA Grand Slam Series? Will it be Jeff Hubbard on your smaller screen there, or will it be Dave Winchester on the outside? Will he find an 8.99? 8.99 is what Dave Winchester is looking for. Oh my, 45 seconds remaining. Dave Winchester, he can still pull it off right now. Here he is paddling, getting in position. It is PLC. He is in priority. PLC likes this wave. He will take it away. Oh, no.
So that gives priority to Dave Winchester, but is there another wave behind it?
If there's another
wave behind it? It doesn't look like it. 24 seconds and counting to go. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Down to the wire. Under 18, we're going down. I'm not going to count it down.
Yes, you can. Please, count it down.
Okay, we're going down in
10, 9,
8, 7, I don't want to look.
Oh,
Here comes
no.
Woody. There's
Oh,
a wave.
wait a
There's a
second.
lump. There's a lump.
8.99.
Winnie's got priority. Can he do it? Here he goes. Here he
8.99.
goes.
Dave
What can he
Winchester
do?
behind
Through
the
pit.
section.
Comes out. Does he come out? He does. Can he get a
Oh.
9-point rod on that wave?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. That is insane.
Here we're going to wait for the judge's
no.
call. He needs a 9-point
It's
ride.
still not over. Even though the heat is over, it's still not over. We're still waiting for the scores to come in. 8.99. I tell you something, I don't think that's going to be it. Jeff Hubbard may have won his third world title if that score from Dave Winchester doesn't clock in more than an 8.99. So, Jeff Hubbard, did he win his third world title? We are waiting. It is quiet.
Well, I mean, the judges are thinking they're going to take their time on this one, Manny. I mean, this decides effectively the world title right here and now. So the scores are going through, and a 6.63. I believe that's the score, a 6.63.
It was a deep pit. It was a short drive through the barrel, but an 8.99 is what Winchester looking for.
So that is Jeff
there
Hubbard.
It goes.
There he
the
goes.
Score has been sounded over the loudspeaker. Jeff Hubbard from Kauai, Hawaii is your 2012 IBA World Tour champion. Oh, my Lord.
Well, it's amazing, Manny. I mean, we didn't actually tell the story because there's so much on the line, but this guy had his boards taken from his car yesterday. So he had no boards. His boards were taken, and he had to ride a backup board. I don't know what he was riding, and he's had some bad luck. You know, he lost out last year when Pierre took the title from him when he was defeated by Jace Finlay. And then today, Pierre-Louis Costes has handed it back to him with a flawless display in the second semi-final. So congratulations to Jeff Hubbard from Kauai, your 2012 IBA World Champion.
If Alpha Campaign's sales don't go up from this today, then I don't know what's wrong with our bodyboarders out in the world right now. Bodyboard companies need to be supported by you. If you have any other company that you're wearing that doesn't support bodyboarding, put it in the trash. Make sure you pick up those companies that do support bodyboarding, one of which, Alpha Campaign.
Well, let's not forget Dave Winchester here. And okay, Dave's my boy, but he's just lost the world title by .93.
Oh, man.
.93.